Hejsa Pete. Hyvää päivää everyone and welcome to the first episode of Say It In Finnish. I'm just kidding. This is still Say It In Swedish, but today we are going to take a look at loan words that are Swedish but in Finnish. Before Finland was Finland, Finland belonged to Russia, but before it was Russian, it was a part of Sweden. There was no Finnish state at that point, and for several hundred years, Finland was Eastern Sweden. Living there in Eastern Sweden was a people called the Finns, and they obviously live there today, and they speak a language called Finnish, which is related to Hungarian and Estonian, if you didn't know that. And there are also a bunch of people in Finland still speaking Swedish, which is a bit different than standard Swedish because they have a different vocabulary at times. But that's for another video. Today we are going to talk about Swedish loan words in Finnish. And it's estimated that there are like 4,000 of them, but I've chosen 10 for you today to learn. And obviously I'm going to speak Finnish in this video, so I'm sorry to you Finns, I love you, and I love Finnish. But I didn't have any Finnish training. I mean, we have Finnish radio and Finnish TV in Sweden because we have a lot of Finns living in Sweden as well. So we got Finnish news and so on. But I still don't speak a lot of Finnish. So let's just get this over with. Our first word is Paolo, which means ball. And it's in Swedish it's boll. And it's typical for Finnish to make voiced consonant unvoiced, except for F that becomes V. Don't ask me why. So we have B that turns into P, and then we get pallo. Our next word is koulu, which means school, and in Swedish that's skola. And the thing is here that it's not very common for standard Finnish to have a double consonant at the end, at the beginning of a word, so the S is dropped here for that reason. Then we have joulu, which means Christmas in Finnish, and in Swedish that's jul, which is an Old Norse word, basically. When Sweden and Scandinavia was Christian, some things stuck with us so that it would be easier to turn to Christianity. The church was very clever. Then we have kottikärri, which means wheelbarrow. In Sweden, we call that a skott. Kärra. Kottikärri. Same thing here. S gets dropped because of the double consonant, so we got just kot. And for some reason, the Finns tend to put an E here and there at the end of words. I don't know the grammar behind that, but that's why sometimes we Swedes, we make fun of Finnish, or when we try to make we do a Finnish accent, sometimes we just put some, we drop the S's, and we put some I's here and there. Then we have Kaveri, which means rifle, and in Swedish that's gevär, which I guess it's come from German Gewehr. And G turns into K and all that jazz, so we get Kaveri from gevär. Yeah. Then we've got a very basic word, katu, which means street. In Swedish, gata. G turns to K, katu, gata. Yay. Then we have Sankey, which means bed. In Swedish, säng, and G turns to K here, so we got sänk, and then we have the YM in the end. Yeah, that thing. Then we have lucky, which doesn't mean lucky, it means law, from Swedish lag, which you will find in words like lagom, for instance. Then we have RhoV, which means screw in Swedish. In Swedish, that's skruv. S and K get dropped here, so we only have the R left, and then we have an I at the end. So basically you can create your own Finnish loan words now. The last word for today is ranta, which means beach. In Swedish, strand. Same here, SNT get dropped, so we only have R, and here we have an A at the end instead of an I. I don't know why, but in Finnish we have a lot of endings, so I guess it has to do with maybe gender of the word and how you not conjugate, but how you decline that word later. Yeah, I don't know. I would really love to learn Finnish at some point, since it is our neighboring country and Finnish sounds kind of cool, and I really love the sound of Finnish Swedish, because for some reason not all Finnish Swedish dialects sound like that, but it sounds like a Finn that has learned Swedish. So that's sometimes inconvenient, since some Swedes think that some Swedish-speaking Finns have learned Swedish. So there are a lot of like YouTubers that get comments from Swedes like, "Oh, your Swedish is so great. How did you learn that?" But it's their mother tongue, and in fact they had to learn Finnish as a second language. So to Swedes, the accent sounds the same as a Finnish accent, but in fact it's Swedish dialect, the Eastern Swedish dialect. But there are also other dialects spoken in Finland that they sound nothing like, even close to being spoken in Finland and all that. We need an entire video series on that, I think. But yeah. So Swedish and Finnish. That was everything that I had for you today. I really hope that you learned something today and that you liked my video. And if you speak Finnish, and if you are a Finn, I'm sorry for my pronunciation. I did my very best. And if you guys want to learn Swedish, you can stop by sayitinswedish.com for free audio lessons and vocabulary list. And if you want to chat with me and other fans and Swedish learners, you can go to our Discord chat. Link is in the description as always. And feel free to watch another video. Let's do that, and we will see each other there. And this time I'm not going to say goodbye in Finnish. I'm going to say goodbye in Swedish. Hej då!